This is Paul Turner, the Immigration Barrister at Imperium Chambers. The Home Office have made some changes to the immigration rules. And finally, some of them are actually quite good news. The very messy immigration rules, which have been criticised, are being rewritten and simplified. And crucially, in some cases, actually relaxed. This is great news for those people that have been struggling to get indefinite leave to remain or leave to remain in the United Kingdom, particularly where there are children involved. The first and probably best change relates to those who qualify to remain under the immigration rules half-life provisions, or where they are a child who has lived in the United Kingdom for 7 years. Whereas before these people would only be offered 30 months leave to remain, they can now ask to have 60 months leave to remain for no extra fees. This is excellent news in my view, as it saves the need for making an application for an extension after 2 years, and all the stresses and extra fees that go with that. Next, and this is probably the most important change, is that children that are born in the United Kingdom can apply for indefinite leave to remain immediately after spending the first 7 years of their life here, even if they have never had leave to remain before. So this is crucial. So if a child gets to 7 and they're born in the United Kingdom, they can apply for ILR. Again, this is a very surprising and very welcome change from the Home Office, who argued often that 7-year-old children could return home. Now they're saying they can have indefinite leave to remain, and obviously a year later, depending on circumstances, passport. Children who qualify under the 7-year rule, who have not been born in the UK, can still get indefinite leave to remain after 5 years rather than 10, reflecting a policy that was introduced as a concession outside the rules last year. So again, another welcome relaxation. However, everyone else on the private life route has to complete 10 years before they qualify for ILR, but the rules have been relaxed a little to allow a combination of different grants to allow them to get to ILR. That's the good news. The Home Office also cracked down, as it were, on people that have prison sentences. And they've introduced some new, tougher, stricter requirements in respect to suitability. The most important being that if you have been served with a prison sentence of 12 months or more, you will not get ILR, never get ILR, and you'll have to carry on applying for 2.5-year extensions. Prison sentences of less than 12 months will prevent someone from getting ILR for 5 years until after the sentence is completed. The Home Office also cracking down on deception and sham marriages, and also chasing up litigation or NHS debt. So that's also something to be considered under suitability. These are the main changes. As you can see, they're a mixed bag. In respect of the children, the fact that the children after 5 years can apply for ILR, and any child that's lived in the United Kingdom for 7 years can also apply for ILR, is a massively welcome change, and reflects the fact that the courts are essentially allowing most appeals where there are children over 7 to remain in the United Kingdom. So a big change in respect of children and protecting their rights, a big change in allowing them to qualify for indefinite leave to remain after being here for 7 years, and a big change that they only need to complete 5 years rather than the 10 that adults have to complete. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It does include some important changes. If you have any problems, please get in touch with me and I'll do my best to help.